What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about IOTX, HBAR, and ICP today. We'll be talking about those three altcoins at the request of Flower Child and Helen Cho. We're doing these for you guys, or ladies, you ladies. Flower Child, I don't know if you're a lady. I'm assuming, but maybe not, man. And assuming is a sin in this century, apparently. But look at me go. Here we are going. Here we're going right now. So low to high here on your last cycle low to your last cycle high. You did find support right on the 618. That's beautiful. Found a higher low back over here. Nice to see. And you grew up a lot. You're probably coming down to find a higher low yet again. But I just wanted to show this overall chart. It does look rather good. You're kind of postured like that, right? Looks nice. Like if you're looking at your highs here, you're like postured like that. Lows here, posture. I love that. It's like an upward channel right there. You're probably going to come back down and find support on that like descending trend line or ascending trend line, right? Something like that. Let's look at the weekly. Looking at the weekly, finding turbulence at the 123 moving average. Not all cryptos, not all stocks find significance there, but often enough it does happen. You tipped it right here before. Whenever you broke through it, all hell broke loose. That's whenever you really started to go down. I mean, you went down pretty fast here, but let's see. I mean, let's look at the daily and just see what that was for all intents and purposes. Yeah, you were near your tops. Whenever you broke this, you found resistance on it. That's when you really started to go down hardcore. Yeah, you liked your 123. And another thing too about the 123 moving average, just because you find significance on it on the weekly does not mean you have to find significance on it on the 4-hour or the daily. Sometimes time frames, charts, they're picky. But oftentimes you do find significance at least on some time frames, if not all. Just depends. But rejecting it here, I would expect that you go down. You didn't just tip it. You're battling it now, which does lead me to believe that you're going to find a higher low. Probably. It's not going to be too dramatic of a drop, though it might feel like that from here. Because here you are at 4.38 cents. You'll probably go down to 2 to 2.36 cents. That's a pretty solid drop from where you are now. But that makes sense to me, man. Let's put some lines there. Let's put some lines at the 618 over here, right? Right at that 618, and then right here at the 69. And then we'll take the fib away. You can see previous area of resistance right here. You literally found support right there. Support here, resistance at the base of this consolidation phase. Support, 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 support. Little bit of a tight corridor here. Resistance, broke above it, started to go up, found support. And yeah, so probably down there. Maybe directly off of the top line, maybe directly off the bottom line, maybe somewhere in between. But I do think you're going to go around 2 cents to 2.4 cents, somewhere in that area is what I'm thinking. Daily looks like it wants to go down. Yeah, absolutely it does. You can see right here, consolidated, broke down, and now you're finding resistance right here multiple times on a previous area that you just found support on. So that's classic whenever you're building your way down. It's very classic. That would be a good thing if you're moving up, but since you're moving down, it's a bad thing, you know. HBAR. It's a good thing if you want to buy more. Hedera hash graph. Finding the right chart here to make sure. Yeah, there we go. Get some volume and some historical data. All right. Looking at HBAR. I know this is one of those coins that a lot of people like. There's some high hopes. You know, there's people in the space that talk about this a lot. I know AJ Writes Crypto. If you guys know who that is, I like AJ, man. You know, I feel like his TA isn't too bad. I think that he lets his own biases get in the way of potential projects that could do good for him, and also they might lead him astray with projects that don't perform that well. This could be one of them, but he does like this one a lot. I like AJ, man. I think he's a good guy. If you guys know who I'm talking about, AJ Writes Crypto. He's kind of a newer TA, you know. I don't know how much experience he has really, but he seems like a good guy, you know. And that's why I like him really specifically. But I like supporting people who seem like good people. But he's got a way bigger account than I do, so it's not like he needs my support, man. But enough about that. We're not talking about that. Rejecting the 382 here. Finding support on the 236 so far. I bet you come below it. It wouldn't be too crazy if you went below the 236. You know, it would be nice if you held it, but just with how you're looking right now, you didn't get that positive reaction. So I would think that you do go below it, and that's okay. That's absolutely okay. Maybe you come all the way back down to this 069, but that would be kind of weird. You go a little bit below that low, but you could do it. You absolutely could. I would think somewhere in between though, probably based off that relative low to high. You might go to 5.8 cents to 6.14 cents. That wouldn't be crazy. Let's see what you've done relatively speaking. That's not what I was trying to do. There we go. Low to high, 886, deep retracement. Come on now. Come on now, there we go. Low to high, 786, deep retracement, yeah. So, I'm inclined to believe that you absolutely could see a 786 or an 886, somewhere between about, again, 5 cents to 5.34 cents, somewhere in there is what I'm thinking. Maybe just barely below 5 cents, but around 5 cents nonetheless. Yeah, that would make sense to me. Down is probably where you're going. Let's see how the daily RSI looks. Looks weak. It looks like a lot of them right now, man. They broke below their 50, found resistance on it, looking like you want to roll over. Like, yeah, you got this kind of flat base here, that double bottom look that a lot of coins have. You're about to drop ass, man. You really are about to drop ass. 4 hour looks weak. Just look at the RSI, right? Use your eyes. You can see it right here. Learn a little something with the RSI. I know the people who've been watching the channel for a while probably already know what I'm about to say, which is that, you know, if you put a line right there at the 50, you can see, just relatively speaking, it's not like this 100% of the time. Don't get me wrong. We're using a bunch of different things to kind of go in confluence with this, but for what we're getting recently, you have no problem being below the 50. Look at how much time is spent below the 50 in the weaker zones. Look at how short of a time you are in the above the 50, showing strength, right? It's not good. You actually get to your oversold zone. Here you can't even get to your overbought zone. That's a sign, in my opinion, of weakness. There's more than just like looking at the specific reading down here or right here, you know, like looking at these little pips along the way. If you look at the overall, sometimes that can also be an indication in itself to like what you're expecting, right? And you're in this overall position with this consolidation phase, right? You're at the top here, you consolidated, had a fake out, that's not good. Moved down, you're consolidating again with a weak RSI consolidating, you will probably break down. That's what I'm getting to. So that's HBAR, probably again going to around like 4.9 cents to 5.34, I think is what I remember saying. So that's HBAR. And if it does well, it might do well this cycle. It very well could do well this cycle. Top to bottom, come on now. Maybe you see it at $1.50, or sorry, $1.25 to $3.30. Here you are at 7.5 cents now, potentially going down to 5 cents. So that's some pretty insane gains, man. That's like Dogecoin capabilities right there. Let's see actually what this thing. Let's see. What are we doing here? HBAR. $2.5 billion. To see that kind of growth, what would that do? That's not the right low either. I want to get it from the current price so that the math adds up. All the way up to that 3618. That's a 42, almost a 43x, 42x. So it's like around 100 billion. Yeah, you could see that. HBAR. If it's all the hype that a lot of these people believe it is to be, then yeah, you might see that. But I've given that low out. Flower Child, you were talking about the highs to lows on those other ones, man, and I forgot as well. I already put out the other video, so I'm sorry about that. But IOTX, we can do that real quick before we move on. You know, I'm not so sure if this thing does see new highs. I mean, maybe it does, but hopefully it does. I know it's got a lot of interest in it. There's definitely some volume that's come in. Maybe we can use the Binance USDT chart. Let's see. Yeah, well, that's what I used before, I think, maybe. Not a whole lot of volume, though, huh? If you were to move higher, maybe go to 66 cents to $2.16. Is that possible for IOTA? It's not IOTA. I keep saying IOTA. I'm sorry. IOTX. There we go. 414 million. Yeah, it's possible. It could do that, yeah. Does it do that? Remains to be seen, but it absolutely could do that. It could even go higher, like truthfully speaking. You really could potentially see prices all the way up here. What would that be? Because a 100x would be a $41 billion market cap. And a 100x would be, yeah, you could genuinely see prices above $5. That is possible, but I would look first at probably around this 216 area if you get to new highs. And again, I'm skeptical, but the chart doesn't look too bad, especially in like the overall, like the long-term chart. It doesn't look too bad at all. Actually finding support on a previous areas of resistance from the previous cycle, bear market and beginning of the bull market. But that's those two. Sorry, I had to backtrack there for a second. But ICP USD on Coinbase. Yes. This is one that I know a lot of people are jacked up about, man, and I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm really not. But let's do it again. I try to talk about it every time because I really do think that this coin, I've had a couple people who, whenever it was down here, I was saying, actually, like probably around here, I was saying that it would go lower. Yeah, even back in September, man, I probably said it was going lower even like right here, and then it just had this humongous run. I was definitely wrong about it in the sense of it having this run up here, absolutely. But the thing is, man, is this thing, with its infinite supply, with the way that if you go to the log, you put it on max, you see how the price chart looks, and then you go to the market cap chart. You see how the market cap chart, it found its lows back here in, that would be November of 2022. That's whenever it found its lows. It's been forming higher lows, even higher highs since November of 2022. It actually formed its first higher high, technically, back in August of 2023. November 2022, August 2023. Now let's go to the price. Lower lows. You still technically haven't even found a higher low. Yes, you absolutely have broken out. You probably do go to find a higher low, but you haven't found. You found your first higher low in November, all the way back here in 2022, and here you've gone lower. You haven't had a higher high until here, right? And you had it in August of 2023, which you had a higher high in your market cap here. When the price was down here, that doesn't make it. It does make sense. It's just, it's not a good thing, because what that means is that market cap's going up. The people participating in this ecosystem, who are, maybe it's mining, maybe it's staking, participating in voting or in the DAO or whatever. However it is that these new tokens are getting allocated and coming out, it's benefiting the ecosystem, the people who participate, but it's not benefiting speculators, people who are investing. And I very much believe that this is a opportunity for all the people who've been investing their time and participating in the ecosystem to get out up here and sell to the people who are feeling the FOMO, who got excited up here. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice, but it is not too late to get out of this thing before it comes back down hard. And it probably will come back down hard. Look at how fast you moved up. You're probably going to see a very sizable drop. When I say it comes back down hard, I don't mean it's going to come down as fast as it went up. I would actually think it would take longer. It's going to be more systematic. But at least down to 8.33 cents, 8.34 cents, right? Sorry, $8.34. If not, potentially, very realistically speaking, especially with big moves like this, you absolutely could see a move that takes you all the way back to your 61869 zone, which would be about $4.86 to $5.50, around there. That wouldn't be crazy to me at all. But this 382 area, does look somewhat significant, in my opinion. I'm going to put that there, and then I'm going to put a line at the 618. We'll put a line at the 692. 69 as well, not the 692. Yeah, you can see support in this area between the 618 and 69. There's definitely support, even resistance right there off the 69 a couple times. Even right here, you consolidated before and then broke above it. But you also have resistance right there at that 382. So I would at least expect you to go to that white line and probably genuinely below it. Just because you go below it does not mean you're going all the way down here. But I would expect you would at least go below $8.20. I would. But I'm kind of anticipating that you'd see this. I've seen it enough times where you get these crazy moves that give most of it back to the 618, 69 area. Because look at how much volume happened up here, man. Like, you had this 1 week, and then you had all this volume come in. So many hands were trading They were buying and selling, right? Every buys a sell, every sells a buy. But a lot of people who are down here who've been stacking up their coins, participating in the ecosystem, I bet they offloaded a lot. There's a lot of people up here that probably onloaded, feeling the FOMO. And those same people that were patient down here, that waited for this move, that took the gains, they're probably going to be the ones to buy from the people that bought it up here once those people sell down here because it went down so low. But that's my genuine opinion with ICP. I don't think ICP has a bad future in it for the bull cycle. I just don't think it has like a fantastic, amazing future. It's not. I very much would doubt that the whole cycle is going to look like this. It looks like this for now, but it might come down and then come up and then come down and then come, like you might start seeing it like taper off, but where's it going to go? Long story short, like where do I realistically expect it to go? It's at $5 billion. Let's say it was to do 10x, go to $50 billion. You've got a coin, it's been around since 2021, potentially doing a $50 billion market cap. That sounds doable in my opinion. Okay, so a 10x from here would take you, remember 900% is a 10x, so that would take you up to here. But the thing is you have an infinite supply. More of these coins are going to be pumped out as the cycle goes on. And if this is your potential high in market cap value is a 10x, then maybe your price only sees a 6x in market cap value, a 7x. And where does that come into play? That comes into play right with this previous high here, like this relative high there. I very much would not expect that ICP breaks $100 this cycle, and here it is at $11 now. I do think the market cap will probably do greater than a 10x this cycle. It could even do more than that, but I don't think the price will. So I know that that's not what a lot of ICP people want to hear, but there's a lot of people who are crazy about this coin. You have all the reason to. It's going to grow. It's going to do great. It pumped up a lot already, but I'm a bit skeptical. I'm actually very skeptical. I would even bet money, man, that it will not break that high there. I don't think you're going to see new all-time highs. Just because it went all the way up here, it's not going to do that again, man. It really isn't. You know how I know that? Let's see. Let's look at it right now. Let's do this again. Right? All-time high in market cap was 17.8. Let's call it 17.8, whatever. And you're at 5 right now, billion. Okay, so that would be 3.5 like something, okay, a 3.5x. Well, 3.5x essentially, because 200 is actually 3x, so 3.5x would be like there. So to get to your all-time high in market cap, which was all the way back here, remember that it's all the way back here. Let's see, when was that? May 2023? No, May 23rd. I'm sorry. Here's May, that week there. May 23rd would have been this week here. So your all-time high in market cap was up at this price. To get to that same market cap that you were back at this price, you're going to be down here. It's a huge difference. From $144 down to $39. It's a huge difference because they're pumping so many coins into the ecosystem. That's why. Great for the participants. Great for the people involved. All the people participating in ICP, you're probably loving it. But for the people speculating, you don't get too excited. That's all I'm saying. Spent way too much time talking about that, but I wanted to be real because I feel like there are a lot of people who are on crack for this coin, man. I think it'll do well. I don't think if you put your money in here that it's going to go to zero. It might go low for a second and then come back up. I bet you will make gains. But there are far greater gains to be made everywhere else in the market, man. That's my genuine opinion. But I can be wrong. Maybe they burn some coins. Maybe something happens where they become deflationary. You never know, man. If you know something I don't, that's where that kind of stuff can be of value. But I very much doubt that this thing sees greater than $100 billion market cap. I'd be surprised if it saw greater than $50 billion. Well, not greater than $50 billion. I'd be surprised if the price saw a 10x. That's what I mean. I'd be surprised if the price saw a 10x or more. But the market cap, I could see it doing a 10x or more. And that's all I got. So if you guys like the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. If there was a winner between any of these, I don't know. Probably not. They're all going down right now, but between IOTX or HBAR, I don't know which one would be my preferred. Definitely not ICP, but I don't know which one would be my preferred, so I got nothing for you. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you all for coming. Take care. Bye-bye.